Hi Crafty Mavens, welcome to the channel today. It is In Your Pocket Tuesday and I am going back in the future, not in the future, back in the past, from the future, from now. Oh my goodness, I've been watching that movie way too much. Anyway, I'm referencing Back to the Future. So I am doing some Project Life from 2016. I have decided to go back and do some pocket pages for, I have a whole bunch of pictures printed out from the end of August to some point the beginning, not quite the middle of October. So about 2 months time, and I have like I said, I have a whole bunch of photos, and I thought it would be good to just go back and just put them in pocket pages and document a lot of that stuff that way. I have set some aside to do layouts, and I've done some layouts with them already, but there's a ton of photos. And of course I don't have to scrap them all, but since I got them printed off, I got them printed off from Free Prints, and so I thought it would just be good. So some of these are not from there. The top 3 photos are from my own home printer. So the one of the kids with that person who's really tall, who just happens to be my brother. And he was blessed with the height in my family. There's my kids and him, and then his wife and my son, and then our dog. So those 3 are ones that I printed at home. They turned out way better than the ones from Free Prints for the most part. The only time I ever really notice a big difference with the Free Prints is when I use my nice DSLR and I really made sure that it was photoshopped well. And some of those I can tell the difference. So if you're ever wondering, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Free Prints. Some of them turned out really dark. And like this bottom one, you can't see my dog's face very well. Or like the features of her face, because her fur is so dark that it just didn't get the detail that I wanted it to get. And I'm almost positive I just used my phone camera for that. So that's one of the times that I didn't think. So I am using that inspiration piece that you've seen at the beginning, except for I'm going to bump up the colors just a little bit. Just because for me, those really light colors are really hard to scrap with, because I find it's not that you can't find those colors. It's just that there's not a ton of stuff in those colors. So I'm going to play around with these colors, and as you can see, I'm doing, I guess this is minimal embellishing, but probably not. It's probably closer to moderate, because minimal would be like just a couple things. And I do play around. This card that I'm doing right now, I thought I was going to use that speech bubble, and then I decided I didn't like that, so I'm going to put this down, and I don't like that either. The colors would have worked really well. I just didn't like it. So I'm going to end up using a die cut from Pink Fresh Studios. And I used a lot of my fall October kit from Clique Kits. There was a lot of the Pink Fresh Studio Indigo Hills. I wanted to say Felicity, but that was the one before that, I think. And I do use a few things from there too, because that was a spring collection. Though, even though this is fall, well, it's not quite fall. This is August. So, and it's not really that you can tell. I mean, the picture of my brother at the zoo with my kids is a little bit darker, but I just kind of play around with this, and I don't like that at all. So I still don't like it. I do not like that. I don't know if it's the thinness of this paper, because it's a little bit thinner than some of the other paper. So I'm going to end up taking it off, and then I'm going to find some of the flower sprigs from the Pink Fresh Studios. There was some little pieces of like flower vine things and leaves, and I just put it around that circle. You'll see it. In a minute, I realized that maybe that will work better. And thankfully that because of the way that this paper is, those embellishments just came off really easily because I just stuck them down. And I really like this card. I just took the Carpe Diem paper and I'm going to use that Paige Evans. Now see, that worked out perfectly. It looks amazing. And those are closer to the colors in the collection. I probably, if I had looked, I would have seen that I had a few more papers left from that collection. And I could have used that. I had a whole bunch of that stuff. I don't know what I have left because I used a lot of it. But so here I'm working on piecing it. It's going to take me a few minutes just because I have to cut it up. So some of it kind of gets cut out because you couldn't see what I was doing. Because of course I'm not paying attention to it being in the frame. I'm just trying to work on getting it all together. And I used some tape, or not some tape, some glue. And I also use a staple on part of it too, because I wanted a little bit of that look. Now, I will say that if you're someone who is afraid of stapling on your photos, that is totally optional, and you can definitely not do it if you want to keep your photos a little bit more photo safe. There is a chance that the photo could get from that staple, it could, weather at some point and get rusty. I mean, I don't know. The fact that I live somewhere a little bit cooler in certain parts of the year, but definitely damp, could definitely make a difference. I haven't noticed anything really, but that doesn't mean that in like 10 years you're not. So that's just a heads up, but I don't mind, so I'm just gonna do it. And I'm working on this other card because I want to put just something really simple. That's an exclusive card from Clique Kits, and it's just really cute, and I really like the blue. It just kind of works, and it helps tie in some of those small like a small pattern with, it's like really subtle and all that stuff. And I just end up putting a couple things. I'm gonna end up putting some stuff on after that I realize that I want, so you're gonna see it change just a smidge when you look at the close-ups. But I really like how it turned out, and I did tons of journaling because that was my point for doing this way. And the way that I had those two big cards, I could do a lot of journaling like this. So I really like how it turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. I hope you guys head over to our Facebook group and join and share what you guys are working on this week. And I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a great scrappy week. Bye!